Well, since there's no time like the present, we're getting it done. So, I did. Let me fix all this real quick because my hat is. I'm turning backwards. Yeah, it's the next episode we got going on here. Just doing this stuff like I've told myself I'm gonna do. Just gotta push myself. What's going on and all that. Gotta say, didn't start off on the right foot, or I guess you could say I did start with a clean slate. I got let go from a job right at the end of the year, and so beginning of this year, just kind of looking for work out there, doing video work, acting work. Now that things are starting to pick up, just whatever it is you got to do to got to make that cash, make them bills get paid. But it's been kind of fun, to be more creative or have that creative freedom that I've been trying to fight for, get that flexibility. And it's revitalizing or reigniting that hungry feeling that I always have, or I've always had, I guess, deep down. I kind of put it aside with things to, I don't know, had it pretty good last year with how things going, and I decided to shake things up. And that was the thing. I decided to switch it up for myself and, see what it is I can come up with out there, or try new things. Because, you got to do that. It's when you get comfortable that you start to lose sight of things, or maybe you forget kind of what you can do and what your potential is to do with things. I got to do the 51st jokes this past weekend. Oh, I'm sorry. I did the 51st jokes last night. I'm so lost on my days. When you don't work, you forget what day it is. It's not today or tomorrow or Friday as today is. You just know it's a day of some sorts that you need to do something. So, but last night, 51st jokes. I love when this show comes around because it's just wonderful to see like all the comics and comedians getting together, and there could be like 30 or 50 or so many, and we only get like 2 minutes, and it has to be brand new material that's never been done before, completely new. So no matter what you had written that you've practiced at the end of the year, this has to be something that's never been done before. And I enjoy that. Even though it's just 2 minutes, it's a chance to just really get back to basics and just go for things. Just try something new. And we had such a great time, to see that many comics just all together, talking, shooting the shit, talking to each other. I don't know. It's an inspirational thing, because then we know at the next show that we're going to do, then we can just go off the handle and do all the things we've been practicing, and plus the 2 minutes that we got now. So at least we know we got 2 minutes somewhere. And I think it's very inspiring, because when you watch other people do new stuff, it just means like, hey, I'm not done either. I got new stuff I got to do too. Yeah. This year's gonna be good. I'm pushing myself to get on stage more once I get my vehicle back. My truck's been in the shop since December. Yeah, about a little bit of over about a month right now. I got in rear collision, not my fault, which is always great. And yeah, they've been kind of slacking on things. They try to tell me to go to this website to buy the police report, but it's never available no matter what direction you follow. And then when you call the actual station, the police station to get it at, all they keep telling me is like, I got to go online. And when I tell them the problem, they're like, well, it's a third party. We have no control over it. That's not the help that I'm asking for, because I need the report to go do what I need to do so I can get my vehicle fixed. So I had to take an Uber, no plug there. Had to take an Uber to like go down to the police station, get a report, and then come back. I almost feel like I should have just committed some kind of like misdemeanor. So they maybe take me downtown or take me over there and like make me do all the paperwork and then say, hey, can I get a ride back? I really thought about doing that, just get caught for like shoplifting. I get a free ride and then I get a free ride back. But this is going to be definitely new year. Do some new material. I've got notebooks just filled with joke toys or joke ideas or just bits and pieces that I've never practiced. And, hey, it's time to at least put it to work and see what comes out of it. Try to build that bit, build those set lists and try to expand on that. I kind of miss this, I really miss that whole experience. I took kind of a lackadaisical approach when I was doing it. And now it's just like a main focus this year, just starting from scratch, not just skipping around to do it, but, like put in the work, sitting down, writing, trying things, getting on. The main thing is getting on that freaking stage. That's it. That's it. That's not even so much saying it to y'all, but like to me, myself, like you got to get on stage. That's the only way to test this stuff. You can only go so far. And the stage is so much fun. So much fun being on the stage. I don't know if y'all, I don't know. I'm not sure how everybody's ages are, but it's very weird, no matter, I guess, how old you are later in life, that there are people there that will tattletale on you. There are still people that tattle. I got to do some camera work for this convention for AI. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, you want to talk about trying hard to keep your eyes open? I've never drank so much coffee just to kind of keep myself awake. And I'm very ADD. And so I have to find something to keep my attention or I will just lose it. I can't even fathom being still and not having something to like hyper focus on. So what I did was I brought my wireless headphones with me just in case. And I had to wear actual headphones just to listen to the recordings that we had set up. And I've had the first great day, no problems. But the second day, there was this little Asian woman. I think it was this Asian woman. I'm not sure. But it's like one of her friends was up on stage. And it's a static shot. And what I mean by this, it's where the camera is just set. Everything's set, focus set. There's no movement. It's static shot. So there's no moving. And I'm sitting there knowing everything's fine. The recording's going good. Stream set up. Everything's going great. And I just decide to myself to like, hey, I'm going to pop in, my AirPods. I took my headphones off that I had on and just popped in my AirPods. And I'm just listening to YouTube videos, keeping my attention on something that is of interest to me. And I'll look down every now and then, but, I'm trying to pay attention, but I can't because I have to watch something with flashing lights and noises. And this guy out of nowhere comes up. I want to say his name was Vlad. I don't know. Nice guy. He had like long hair, glasses, but really mellow dude. Dig him. And he was apparently like the head director of this entire thing. And he said one of the clients was complaining that I wasn't paying attention and I was watching movies. which I wasn't. I was listening to YouTube videos. So there's a difference. And I told him that's fine, that's cool. So I think I figured out who it was. But anyway, come back, I grab the work headphones, these right here, pop them bad boys on, and then just slip in my AirPods underneath. And then all I got to do is just look at the screen and no problems there. Oh, the other thing was they complained that my chair wasn't close enough to the camera because I was off center just a little bit. I wasn't directly behind the camera. I'm like, what the F is this stuff? The convention was out in New Orleans. And I got to say, it warms my heart. It warms my heart when people not from New Orleans come to New Orleans. Especially people of that intelligence and very, I want to guess you could say the nerdy people, geeky people, whatever labels you give, those type of people, not the ones to be entirely social. They like to play computer games or what have you. I don't know how they are, but man, were so many of them pumped talking about Bourbon Street or like going to this club or that bar. It makes me happy, man. I gotta say, I love when people tell, even though you've been and lived in New Orleans, but when new people come up to you and they say, man, have you been to Bourbon Street yet? I play dumb. I do. I'm like, no, man, tell me more about it. What's that place like? Best excitement that you'll ever see. It's like they've never seen a lady topless for some plastic trinkets. They've never downed, drinks shaped like long grenades in a slushy formation. They never walked in that black liquid that secretes all over Bourbon Street. There's a color for that. I've given it a color. So when you walk down Bourbon Street, and if you wear white shoes or any kind of white, you'll get this black lining around it, and I call that bourbon black. I think that should be a color somewhere. I think that's what they should call it, bourbon black. And that is just any type of fluid that exists in this world just ends up there. That's why on Sundays, everybody's washing the streets off. Very beautiful on Sundays if you ever go, because that's when they're washing the streets. But it's funny just watching these computer people, go to Bourbon Street and get to experience a little bit of the mayhem. Not what it used to be back in the day, I'll say that. I feel so bad when I say that now. Back in the day, my gosh. I never thought I would get to that level, God. Back in the day. Oh, man, here we go. Saying back in my day. Like, saying that now, I used to give shit to, like, elderly people when I was in my 20s about that. Like, and I would always think in my head, like, back in my day, like, there was just some kind of old curmudgeon grandfather with his like walker cane and the little four walker with tennis balls on the bottom of him. I used to kind of make fun of like older guys that I used to know back in my day, and now I'm saying it to people that are younger than me, and I'm just like, man, here we go. Here I am talking about the glory days, the good old days, stuff like that. But it's crazy. It's you passing down stuff, and you tell them things that I used to do, and they just cannot believe it. Like I was hanging out with these other actors one night. We just did a show together, and they were all like in their 20s, mid-20s and whatnot, and we were talking about like going out, and they were saying like this downtown area, it's just so barren, like no one goes out. And I told them, back in my day, fuck. Oh man, I can't believe I every time. Anyway, I told him about it. I was like, dude, this whole street used to be so full on Fridays and Saturdays, even Thursday, Fridays, and Saturdays, this place was the spot to be. But Saturdays, just using Saturdays, it's like if you weren't in anywhere by like 10 o'clock, you weren't getting anywhere till like midnight maybe because the lines were so long. But you had to dress to the nines. You know, if you weren't in, for guys, like button-down shirts, slacks, and nice shoes, you weren't getting in. If you wore jeans, they weren't even going to let you in that stuff. And like ladies, they dressed up in nice dresses. Like people dressed up no matter where you went. Like people were just dressed up wherever they went. And it was just a different time, you could say. You know, we had a lot of fun. You could make 20, 30 new friends. And I miss those days that like people would go out with like the disposable cameras. Like that was just cool to me. Even when cell phones were able to take, shitty pictures like on that Motorola Razr. It was cool because, like having like a disposable camera was like having a drunk friend. It's like you blacked out, but it somehow all got recorded for you. It was like your brain just made an internal memory for you. That's how I see it. It was just something for you to quickly look back on and like, oh, I remember this. One of my favorite things to do whenever I go out or used to go out is just getting like a table, like a round table or like a good square sized table that you can fit 6 people, not 4. I want to have 6 people, and it just be like a pitcher of beer in the middle, and everybody's got their glasses, and we're all just sitting there, and everybody's just talking. Everybody's part of conversations. You have this one huge stew of talks, and everybody's just in it and part of it in some way, shape, or form. Even if 2 people are having a conversation about a certain topic, everybody's able to get around it on some way. And there would just be laughs, and there'd be just shit talking. Just, you could mess with someone across from you and vice versa. And it was just a camaraderie. And before you realize it, you're 6 pitchers of beer in, and the night's been good. And it would be a mix. You could have, all guys night, but it'd be guys and girls. You have people join in, leaving, come around. I think I just love that whole, like, it was always like a night of the round table kind of thing for me. We're all in, all for one and one for all, whatever kind of thing. Or I think that's Three Musketeers. Yeah, good times, man. Good times. Now, yeah, we all just want to chill at home. Where you can just do whatever you want to do, and I think the thing is, people like scared to go out and do anything because it's so easy to be recorded now. So you got to be just private about it. That's whatever. I mean, I have no idea. Maybe that's just me talking on my end. New Year's resolutions, or as I like to call it, preemptive Lent. And then when Lent comes around, you give it another run, or I call it, your second attempt at your New Year's resolution. Because if you couldn't do a New Year's resolution like all year, well, then at least try to do it for 40 days, for Jesus, as some people would say. New Year's is going to be crazy. Just getting these shows in and doing these acting jobs. I love how many bookings I'm going to get this year. Definitely last year was good, man. Acting game's strong. Especially in Lafayette area, man. Lafayette's definitely got some blowing up we got going on. It's cool seeing new people like on set, or like first timers when you meet someone new. It's always like a trainee whenever you see someone on set. Like it's like when you go to a job and you see someone come on the floor or come into the job for the first day, like all bright-eyed, bushy-tailed, and their eyes big wide open to see this stuff, and you're just like, all right, bro, get ready. Some things are gonna happen in your lifetime, in your experience. I remember my first film set experience, and it was such a bad one. It was, I was a background extra is where I got started. Even though I've been doing, stand-up before that, it was a background extra for this movie called I Saw the Light about Hank Williams Sr. It was Tom Hiddleston, and I got to play a bar patron. And I had to get there, where is it? I think Alexandria or Shreveport. It was somewhere up north. And I had to leave like stupid early in the morning because it was like a 3-hour drive is what it felt like. So I had to leave at like 4 or 5 in the morning, 4 in the morning just to make sure I got there in time because I think call time was 8 for it. And it was a big, huge field, middle of nowhere. And we had to hurry and get in and get hair and makeup and clothing done. And they were all giving me shit. I had dandruff. And like, there's these 2 black ladies, and they were just like, didn't know what to do. Like, this white boy guy dandruff. Like, his hair's so ashy. Like, I could hear them talking behind me. And I finally just turned around. I was like, can I just have a hat? Like, they just gave me this bowler's hat. So cheesy. And the crowd us is probably about like 50 of us or more, something like that. I don't know. It's a big group of us. And I guess the guy was a PA or something. This dude walks in with his beard. He's got a beard, probably about, 5 foot. I'm 5'9". I don't know if I'm giving like a police description here. Scrawny guy, but he had this beard and his ball cap on. He's not even a good morning. Not even a good morning. First thing he said, if I see you with your phones, you're fucking gone. I'm tired of getting yelled at. So if you see you with it, you're done and you're not getting paid. And so everybody's like, well, we know what to do. So we're all putting our stuff, our phones in our bags, and talk about boring. Because it's a historical piece. So you want to be continuity and all that. Man, like, you didn't have your phone. Nobody even wanted to really talk to each other. We were just kind of like sitting around like refugees or something. Just like, what happens next? But eventually, we had no other choice. It's like you're on Survivor or Big Brother. You're like, might as well talk. We ain't got nothing else to do. Anyway, we go to the bar scene. And they're putting everybody in their places. And this is kind of my experience when I was like, all right, you're kind of pulling my chain here. Y'all are full of shit. They directed me to walk from left side to the bar all the way to this table, grab a beer or a mug, and then walk back. The thing is that the camera was way in the front of me, focused on Tom Hiddleston, who was playing Hank Williams. And the director said, y'all are doing everything great. Don't worry, we're seeing you all on camera. And I was just like, there's no way. Like, they see me on this. So I slipped out one time because they were doing in between takes and resetting lighting. So they all had us pushed off to the left by the bar. And so I snuck out. I went to the bathroom. And when I come back, I go to that side of the bar, but there's none of the other background actors there. And this camera guy walks up. He's a little chubby guy. Receding hairline, black. He has like big open eyes and just, he looked at me and he was just like, anybody tell you to go right there? And I said, no. And he said, well, get the fuck out the way. Like in the meanest way for no reason. And I see behind him after all the other background actors like waving me over. I was like, I don't really know if I want to keep doing this. Like, is this how all film sets are going to be? Like, everybody just seems so mean. They were nice to one girl, but I think she'd been on set before, and she was just, like, talking to everybody. And that mean old camera guy, oh, yeah, they were all buddy. So I was like, all right. And I'm just thinking the whole time, I was like, who's she sleep with? Who's she sleeping with on set? Or how does she know all these people? I don't know. I always think, like, silly things for no reason. But yeah, it was my first experience, It was an interesting time and all that. It definitely taught me one thing is that when you're going to be on set, bring something to do. So many times I could have had a notepad and I could have just been writing because they can't bitch at you for having a notepad because you could put that in your pocket and just find you a historically accurate pencil for continuity. It's crazy, man. Continuity. They have people that are specifically set to watch the screens for continuity. Like that's precision. That's precise. I did this other movie called Geostorm, and like there was the director, and then there was a lady who was checking the continuity, and like every take, whenever they said a good one, and they would do another one or something else, she would call out if like this pencil was turned the wrong way, or this cup was here, or if like the girl flipped her hair with the left hand or the right hand, or how she turned, and it was like, dang, all right, I like that. Put me all in my head. That was a good day. Geostorm was great. I wish I would have had a better scene when I got to finally see the movie. I just see like the top of my head because my head was shaved from like another film shoot I did. Background. I was doing background extra work like mad dog. I was just trying to get every job that I could with that big hopes, that someone's going to see me like, he looks like somebody we should put in this film. That whole Hollywood story. I don't think that happens anymore, but you never know. But I was always living that kind of excitement and stuff like that. I've lied at work to go be on film sets. I've played sick and missed meetings with like higher up corporate people just to go be on film sets. Back in the Gap, back in the day. See, I'm trying to change it up. I don't want to say back. I want to say back in the Gap, when Gap was cool. Is Gap still cool? Is Gap still around? I don't think Gap's around. I don't know. I don't wear name brand stuff. I just wear whatever's given to me on Christmas. That's what happens when you get older. You don't even buy clothes because everybody just gives you clothes. Nobody knows what to buy for you. So you're just like, give me some effing clothes. But yeah, comedy. Back on it, baby. It's time. Time to start shooting some comedy shorts, comedy films, doing some shows. My gosh. It's so just fun. So much fun to like apply it to, practice what you preach on paper. A lot of bombs, but man, that's the fun times. That's the fun times because you just eat it, own it, do it again. Yeah, I'm going to probably stick in Lafayette for a little while because, man, until I get a vehicle, I can't really do any driving right now unless I can get a rental. If I get a rental, definitely get back on the roads. Man, I miss working the roads. That was one fun thing about doing stand-up with everybody is just working the roads. I loved going on the road, just driving at like 5 o'clock and not getting home till, sometimes 2, 3 in the morning, even though I had to be at school or I had to be at work the next day at like 8 o'clock in the morning. Like, man, but such a fun day. No matter how tired I was, I would just sit there and just be going over my jokes or just thinking of new ones, like completely not thinking about the task at hand that I was supposed to be when I was waiting tables or again, going to school. Even when you had a bad night, it was just fun to think about it the next day. Think about the other people that were funny, like the other comics that you saw, the other comedians, headliners, and hearing all those laughs, man. Those laughs are just addictive to hear those laughs. Good episode. I gonna keep trying these out and see where we're gonna go. Have a plethora of stories to tell on things and keep up with my journey of performing for y'all. And I hope y'all enjoy it. And I hope, whoever out there watching this, you get to see me. And hey, I get to meet you and hopefully I got to say something or do something that made you laugh. Or, laugh with me. So, yeah, I'll take it easy, yo. Until next time. I don't know how to close.